Oh, I'm not looking so good. I'm shaken. I'm meticulous, but I'm relaxed and professional. Can't go in there. Nope. Okay, this might take a second. Oh yeah, I was trying to find the lock keypad. Huh, it worked. Looks like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Ugh, what a stench. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. Shit. It seems to be locked. I can't open it. Well, do I know how to pick locks? I can't. Seems like the inside of the lock has been filed off. It didn't move at all. Must be reinforced. No good. It's as if something is holding it from the other side. Damn it, that did nothing but hurt my foot. This one won't budge either. This is the source of the smell, alright. The body's in pretty bad shape. Whoever did it took enough time to mutilate the corpse. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. What's this? There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. Did Reina do this? I'm so less sane now. Nothing's changed, just a door. Okay. Oh, come on! Sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. Well, let's touch it. The rattling stopped. Why? It's friendly, obviously. Where am I? Oh, I'm first person, I guess. This TV doesn't look like it's been used in years. It is covered by a thick layer of dust. I doubt it even works anymore. Shots of various girls, all of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. Nope, that sure doesn't. That looks like something else. They all look so sad and young. I've got a pretty good idea what these pictures were used for, and the types of people they might have been sent to. Oh. Reina, so it's true. To think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Something's happening. You're back early. Why are you a static ghost monster? Oh god. Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go to bed early tonight. Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately it's been the same excuses over and over. I don't know what you're talking about. Ruby, my sweet little Ruby. You think because that one song was a hit, you can just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work, Ruby? Hey, stop crying. Stop crying! I'm talking to you. Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you. I promise. I just don't want to. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impression with these guys, and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know that he's one of our best clients, don't you? The things he can do for you girls is, well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you compensate my generosity by sitting in your room crying and telling me you don't feel well or whatever excuse you come up with next? I couldn't. He tried to. I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. Oh, God. When I took you in, you were a vulnerable, tiny girl who was already failing in school. But I saw your potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older. Oh, God, how young was she? That's all those men care about. How I look. So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you. But you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying. What are you doing? I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. Look away? Yeah, 6 out of 10. Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? The noise stopped. Oh shit. Damn it, Ruby. I can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Masa. Are you even listening? Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here. What's wrong with you? Please, please don't make me. I'm afraid to go. Far as I can tell, all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You're not gonna say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, and damn near everything else. Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy. I'm sorry, it's not all butterflies and flowers. But you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Oh, God. Hey, Earth to Ruby. I'm trying to give you some advice here, and you're not even listening. Reina. My name is Reina. What did you say? Reina? Who's that? Oh, yeah. That was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word, and I'll throw you out there myself. You think you've got it so bad now? Let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and being back in foster care, or dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we, Reina? Or is it Ruby? The girl who was successful. The girl who can make it if she would just do what she was told. Sorry, I'm sorry, I lost my temper. But you gotta see things my way. You're special, you know that? I saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be. Then you reject me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty. But not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager, and you want to cry it out, right? Fine. When you're done with that, you're going back out there. Think I want to send you to all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him? I'd rather you were successful so we don't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore. I just want to go home. Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's going to get for a girl like you. Tomorrow, you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do. You'll stop this crying, and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. Oh, God. There's something laying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article, dated October 24th, 2004. The article's title, One-Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. It can't be, that was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her. She didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He only forced the door when he noticed the smell, where he found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. Her song Look For Me will go on sale again this month, with all sales going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? Now explain why you killed my partner. I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina. She looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. It's not the first time I felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was like the air changed. I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me, but it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I can feel the dark, but the path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has to do with Kamen Kai, and the only one alive who knows about it is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. Let's go hang out in this sewer. Oh wait, can I talk to him? Oh gosh. You! I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have questions about the Kamen Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Kamen Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Aito, just because this investigation is important to you, doesn't give you the right to barge in here. My, your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago I found out my parents died in some cult and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Aito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. And bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understood that. I do. But ignoring the past won't make it go away. There's unfinished business from the common Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? I promise to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on. You were cooking us dinner, weren't you? Alright. We'll talk about it later. But I'll be in the other room if you need me. So you've found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me, and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokamasa found me and told me that the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, then my child. Then one day in 1996 they all died. The cause of death was buried and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultist in the wood, and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it? After everything I've found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day, and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokamasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing, and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh, find purity among the gods. Yeah, that seems to be a go-to answer. My Emiko. She didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. It was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report, it says after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed to me 6 months ago. That's... Tokamasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand it. It allowed us to see strange things, and people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There's a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't... No. You don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day, a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there, smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions, and only had one left. But I gave it to him nevertheless. Oh, is it the collector guy? I thought if I had the mask, that I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her? Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emika was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me. Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. You're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers. Then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokumasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did the visions and whispers, only got worse. So I put it out of my mind, and tried as best I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There's one other person who knows about the mask. A girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No. I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone. Your partner in the police. Is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop, while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in this shrine. As the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the Common Kai and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connections with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma? Is everything alright? I overheard you talking about the mask again. Yes, dear, but you need to worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. Mai, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Has she? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think of me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they're still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual, or exorcism, or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the Common Kai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the Common Kai compound itself. Records of its location are lost, and they were never made public. But I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there. Search for your truth. See what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There's something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask and that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything. It may help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, Detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Akiagara. Akiagara? Hey, that's the suicide forest. Oh my god. Of course it is. Suicide forest? What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Aito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but, well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You do keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you. Oh, that's deep. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon. I'd invented myself. Some demon I invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Common Kai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Akiagara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. You sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Nurasawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing, and a path there used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually will be blocked off. Keep going forward, and don't turn back or leave the path. Forest can play tricks on you. Keep going forward, don't turn back. I gotta remember that. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. It still stands, after all. Why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go. Search for whatever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, Detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, You have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Tanaka's dead. I'm gonna say it depends on what I find. Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. See her out.